Vote for who? Vote for what? You must be mad. You not vote. Now, if these are your thoughts or you share those sentiments, then you would be in the spiraling number of Jamaicans who are undecisive or who refuse to vote. This number of persons are increasing over the last couple of decades, trending from 60% in 2007 election to 52% in the 2011 election. 2016 election went down to 47%, and last election of 2020 was down by 37% turnout of registered voters. Now, last election could have been due to, the COVID situation. A lot of people didn't go out. But regardless, COVID or not, the number of persons refusing to vote or participating in the election has tremendously decreased over the last several years. Now, people choose to sit out the elections for various reasons. And if you are among that number of persons who choose to sit out the election, here are a few reasons that some people might choose not to vote. And here are my reasons why I choose not to vote. Before I get into my reasons, however, Dion Jackson Miller did a video a couple days ago illustrating all the reasons why she thinks people should vote if they are of consenting age and if they are qualified to vote. She's stating that because we were denied the voting privilege years gone by, and furthermore, women now have the ability to vote because they were denied that ability several years ago. She thinks that's a strong enough reason why people should go out and vote. And she also thinks that voting somehow gives you a voice in the decision making of the country. But I'm here to tell you that I honestly don't think voting gives you any such voice in decision makings in Jamaica. And by the time you get to the end of the video, you will understand why I think whether or not you vote, your voting choice will ever influence Jamaican leaders making policies and decisions that will affect your life and livelihood favorably. Now, in all honesty, we as Jamaicans having the ability to vote is a wonderful thing, because years gone by, of course, we were denied this, and it was in our best interest to fight to have that right, to put someone in power who had our best interests at heart, knowing that the oppressors from previous times had no vested interest in our problems. Now, to get into the part where I say whether or not you vote, you will not be able to influence or make drastic changes in whatever outcome the current government choose for the country. So let's say you are impressed with the debate and the promises that, say for example, JLP or PNP makes while doing their campaign, and they might patch a few roads in your constituency, and that gets you hyped up and you run to the polling station and vote for PNP or JLP, whichever is your choice. Now, when that politician goes into power and the election campaigns are done and the curry goat and everything is finished, and all the promises that they made, you are sitting and waiting for them to uphold those promises. There is no way for you to literally hold the politicians to their word, because you already done voted and they are already in power. That's one. And two, if they come up with a policy in the near future which could significantly affect your livelihood, your finances, your well-being, and maybe even your human rights, there is no way for you to go back and correct that vote that you did, because you already voted. And knowing politicians, we know their track record for consistency and delivering on promises has not been good from 1969 until now. People have been promised this and that, and none of it has been delivered, or most of it has not been delivered. Until it comes back down to campaigning again, then they start to look forward to these promises. Now, let's say your current government, say for example, you vote for a PNP or a JLP, and some world catastrophe happens, and you are looking for them to take your best interest at heart. There is no significant way for you to hold them accountable by your vote. You can only hope that they hold up their promise to you and they will try to deliver that promise because they want to get back in power. That's the only hope you have as a voter. There is no guarantee that they will uphold any promise unless, of course, they want to go back in power. And then that's another 4 years away from the last time you vote. And for the love of me, I can never understand why people put their lives in jeopardy to be on bandwagons and campaigning with these politicians. I cannot understand how can you be hanging out of a coaster bus or an old car, let's say an old Toyota Corolla falling apart. You're hanging out of an old falling apart car, campaigning for this rich person who is driving around in a Mitsubishi Pajero or a Toyota Prado or a BMW X this or X that, Mercedes GL, whatever, with a moonroof. They're outside hanging out their moonroof while you are hanging out the window of a old Corolla. How do you feel to know that you are in a significant less financial position than these people, and after the campaign and all the gallivanting, they're going back to their upper St. Andrew home or some nice big fancy house in Mandeville, while you are going back to your slab and zinc shack somewhere down in Westmoreland, poor as the day you were before you started campaigning. Nothing is going to change your financial situation. There's no life-changing contribution that you will be getting from campaigning or gallivanting with these politicians that will allow you to significantly improve your life, but yet you are risking your life and your limb to be campaigning behind a politician. I can never understand why people do that. That's one of the biggest turnoffs for me when it comes down to politics time. I seriously despise seeing poor people put themselves through all of that. Sometimes when you look at the people, you can see poverty on them, and the contrast of the politicians, well clean, cool under AC, well relaxed. Millionaires, billionaires, most of them. And you as a poor person is there campaigning and gallivanting for such a rich person. And when that rich person gets in power, they're not going to bring you up to their level, because believe it or not, no rich person wants to see you become rich as well, Just know that. And the other thing I despise is the fake outpouring of love and showmanship that these politicians do. You will see them going into the drains, in the potholes. They will go to farms of poor farmers holding crops. I've seen a lot of those pictures on social media. They're going about with farmers, going on the backhoe with the roadwork guys, holding the shovel, just for a photo op. And after this picture has been taken, they throw down the shovel and gone back to their nice SUV. After the picture is taken, they throw down the potato slip that they were holding in their hand as a prop and gone back into their SUV, leaving the farmer in the sun. So they're out with you in campaigning, hugging like they are like they are baby Jesus. Let's say that. Yes? They're walking the streets trying to meet the common people, pretending that they care about the common people and the poor people. But after the election, have you ever seen one of these politicians? When was the last time you seen a politician hugging and parading with people after elections? I don't mean the day after election when they win. I mean months, years after election. Their GLE, Benz and Pajero and Toyota Prado, the moonroof that they were hanging out of during campaign is completely sealed off after election, and they're down in their AC. Sometimes when they pass you don't even know that it's them. The green light that was flashing in the front bumper grill, or the orange light that was flashing, highlight that they were a JLP or a PNP politician, is no longer there. It's just a common dark colored, highly tinted SUV going through the streets. So when they do pass you, you don't even know. And that is why I despise politics and politicians, and I would never have myself campaigning ever for any politician. I couldn't put myself to doing that. Jumping in the sun, campaigning for someone who is richer than me. I don't want any curry goat or $5,000. If I can't be given life-changing opportunity or a significant change to the entire country, I don't want to be a part of any politics, campaign, election, or promise. And that is why I do not support voting. My disclaimer here, I am not here to dissuade anyone from voting. And I know I cannot, because people are die-hearted. People vote for whichever party they choose to vote for since they were children, and they will never change. So me blabbering about campaigning will not dissuade most people from voting. If you choose to vote, do so at your own free will. If you choose not to, also at your own free will. If you choose to like the video, do so at your own free will. If you do not like the video, also do so at your own free will. Subscribe to the channel at your own free will. Thank you for checking out this video. Peace out.